Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rahai, Quadash. I want to send double honor to the elders, apostles, and the bishops at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and safety is to the hopeful elect Akim out there doing this work. Much love to the scattered elect and to the few sincere women that subscribe to the true doctrine. This is the brother you call them off for the Great Millstone Camp, the branch out in Omaha, Nebraska, coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, to feed and edify the lost sheep of the nation of Israel through the Holy Spirit, Rahai Quadash, with the Israelites consisting of the so-called Negroes, the so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans, by the seed of your father, no matter what you may look like. And I came across this video here, and I want to, get into it through the Spirit, man. First I'll show the title. This is from Kim Iverson, a lady named Kim Iverson. I catch her videos here and there. She reports on good things, and this one, the title definitely caught my eye, and even listening to it, there's some truth to it, right? So the title of this video is ICE to roll out drones and phone tracking on Americans, which Esau Edom's already been doing this, right? He's been doing it in little subtle ways when they upgrade your computers, your phones, your devices. They're just really tapping in to your system in a sense, because even with now thinking about it, you have, when you get on the internet browser, you have also have a private internet browser that you can use, and that is also compromised. Videos and things that you delete out of your phone, even out of recently deleted, Esau Edom has access to them. Going into Walmart, when you have the facial recognition as soon as you walk in. So Esau's been tracking. He's been spying on the American people. It's no new thing. It's just that it's becoming more and more on the forefront of the news, and this is something that's starting with our elders and apostles, from the head apostle Tahar on down. We've been speaking on these things for ad nauseum for years, Esau Edom being a spy, spying on the American people. Also, what do we go into? The MOTB. All right. Excuse me. So this is no new thing. But now the individuals out there that don't believe in the scriptures, or don't believe that these that they are elite bankers running things on the behind the scenes. Well, now it's becoming more and more evident, right? So I just want to play a small excerpt of this video, get a couple precepts, and unless the Spirit says different, that will be the lesson. But Lord willing, this is edifying. So first and foremost, fair use. I'm not using this video for any monetary gain. This is strictly for educational purposes only. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. Let's actually go back a little bit.
ICE themselves are doing. And you're just seeing video after video after video of ICE being atrocious to American citizens, grabbing a 17-year-old kid out of Target, slamming him to the ground, dropping him off miles away at a Walmart. These are the types of things that you're probably seeing if you're logged in to social media. I've certainly been seeing a ton of it.
And also the social media, failed to mention that social media is a big ploy to spy on the American people also. When you get on these social media platforms, like if you set up an Instagram or a Facebook or an X account, they ask for your name, of course, your first and last name, your birth date. They ask for your phone number, and you could do this on multiple devices, right? Once you set up that account, you can use it on any device as long as you have the username and password. You don't think Esau Edom is tracking that information? You don't think Esau Edom is watching what we post, right? Pictures of our family and our little ones, ourselves, our personal information, because that's what Facebook is. That's what A lot of Jake get on there just to vent about their personal life and be spilling all the beans. You don't think Esau Edom's watching this shit, right? So that the and I use social media, you know, I use social media, but I'm very ginger about posting things, if I even post anything at all on Instagram or Facebook. I have an X, but I rarely use it. Rarely, if ever, use it. Might probably should just delete it. But the point is that these are ways that Esau Edom can spy on you. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get a little bit more into this.
Tends to lean right now, and I think this is all by design. Mine is tending to lean right now on all of the terrible things that ICE is doing. However, some good friends of mine are seeing the exact opposite. They're seeing tons of the terrible things that the protesters are doing. And I just want to say, I think this is by design. That there is a concerted effort against America right now by the powers that be to get us
Which the
to
powers that
accept
be are the elite bankers, right? The ones who control the presidents and the governors and the senators that run America. All right, the ones that are making these different laws and suspending the Constitution and writing new forms of legislation. These are the bankers that be. All right, the elite powers that be behind the scenes that are running all this shit. Right.
a surveillance security
Let's go to the
state.
next one. I keep
This
cutting
is
her off.
doing. However, some good friends of mine are seeing the exact opposite. They're seeing tons of the terrible things that the protesters are doing. And I just want to say, I think this is by design. That there is a concerted effort against America right now by the powers that be to get us to accept a surveillance security state, a hyper authoritarian surveillance security state. They are actively attempting to pit us against each other. Now, Elon Musk could sit there and say, oh, no, that's just the algorithm. I don't know. Nothing, it shows you, the algorithm is just primed to show you what you want to see. But that's the
Yeah, and
problem.
that's why they had let's get this precept. And that's why they had believe that was X. They had shut that down. I believe it was X. It was one of these social media platforms, and this was like maybe a month or two ago where they had shut it, like completely shut it down. And there's an article explaining why they shut it down, which is to control the algorithm, right? So whatever you see on there, okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be by what you suggested or what you searched up. It's like, no, we like she mentioned in the video. All right, you're gonna see what we want you to see, right? But we understand that this is Esau Edom just slowly but surely working in a system to where it can so-called gain the, no, I won't even say gain the trust, because um, a lot of Americans, believe it or not, do not trust the system. Okay, they do not trust the higher ups. They do not trust the president or the senators or you have people that are not solitary, but there's a word I'm looking for. I can't think of it. Yeah, it escapes me like hell. But they just don't, they put trust in put trust in their personal knowledge, right? Opposed to what Esau Edom says is best for you. Case in point, the 2020 situation where you had people having to get the vaccination. A lot of people didn't trust that, right? The Hebrew Israelites, the true men of the Lord, I say primarily here at Great Millstone, didn't trust that, right? Because it says that we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, right? Which is what I want to get. Let's just type in devices. I believe that's 2 Corinthians. Excuse me. Yep, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices," right? And what it says in NLT, so that Satan will not outsmart us. Why? Because we have an unction of the Holy One, and we know all things. And we're, as the Apostle Tahar has been stating ad nauseum, We are over here, Great Millstone. We're making an investigation. We're making an investigation on Esau, so we know the his ploys. We know his plots. And the older brother here said a beautiful point. He's I forget how he worded it, but we seen Esau Edom's playbook. And this shit is trash. We see what you're doing. You know. And that's in so many words. The brother didn't say that verbatim, but something along those lines, man. When we see what the hell you're doing, man. You're not gonna fool the elect. You're gonna fool the Americans that do truly believe in the system, do truly believe that Trump is making America great again. Okay, that truly do believe that the ICE operations are valid and called for. You'll fool them, right? But those who have sense, those who's watching the news and putting two and two together on what Esau Edom's doing, they ain't falling for your bullshit shenanigans, man. Right? So it says, for we are familiar with his evil schemes, right? That devil, his horns are just cracking through that raggedy ass, wasted away flesh. And he can't hide himself. All right? And I believe there's a scripture. He says where he can, what is that in Jeremiah? I believe it's 49:10. Excuse me. Jeremiah 49 verse 10. Yep, it says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Right? So yeah, and this is why the Most High put the Spirit on his prophets, his men, to prophesy of these times and what Esau Edom's doing. Now, I did go into these comments, and this is also some of the things that we talk about a lot, right? So just looking at a couple of the comments, right? The very first one, and here comes Palantir, right? Which, we've been talking about that for a while, which is a surveillance system that Esau has been setting up, okay? Which goes right along with the flock system, which, tracks your movement, your traffic activity. Where you going? How many times did he go this way? All right. Oh, okay. He went down 30th Street. He turned right and he stopped at the gas station. He does that two to three times a week. Oh, after he leaves there, he goes to work and he parks, in this specific spot every time. Esau Edom's he's been tracking people, and he's just being more blatant about it now. Okay. It says no one should trust any billionaire, and 99.99% of politicians, period. Sounds like tactics ICE learned during their training by IDF in Israel, right? All the crowd control technology developed in Gaza is now coming to us, right? So this is just going to be a big-ass prison, man. All right? A big-ass prison. Meanwhile, you got niggas and these stupid-ass Americans still celebrating these holidays, still feeding into this system ad nauseum, right? Here it is. What's coming around? Valentine's Day. They're already promoting that. As I'm scrolling on the internet, I'm coming across, individuals doing well, it was one individual in particular. He's just going around handing out boxes of Valentine chocolate. You got advertisements on Instagram. So they're already pushing this out. When you go to your nearest Walmart or your nearest Walgreens, I'm sure you're going to see a stand that's promoting Valentine's Day, right? We're not feeding into this. We know that this is a ploy to get us to spend money that we don't have because of this hyperinflation. All right. Well, it's not technically, we're not in hyperinflation now. Right now, we're experiencing a devaluing of the dollar and the value of it. But hyperinflation is soon going to happen, right? Where things are going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. Things are produce and the things that we buy on the regular is going to get more and more expensive, right? The pay at our jobs is not going to go up. So things are about to get real shitty in America, man, right? Real shitty for the Americans, but call halal like Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, Bahawakakadash Brakathum, to the elect Akim, because this is, the time that we've been looking for, and Lord willing, we are of that number, right? But I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video. Well, let me finish this precept. Salakia. This is Jeremiah 49 verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself, because the Most High is revealing him." Going into that book of 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter. He will be revealed in his time, and he's being revealed. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Right? So, Esau, Edom, his reign is coming to an end. All right? So let's get back into this video a little bit.
You're being shown what you want to see and what the algorithm wants to feed you, and really what I think it's programmed to feed you, in my suspicion, in order to get you to hate the other side, so that we could reel into a civil war or a hyper-violent era
and we see
in our
that
nation.
going on right now. We see that going on right now, where you have ICE everywhere, right? Of course, this is the most recent situation in Minneapolis, which, as time goes on and more information comes out, is very much believed to be a psyop, and when it first happened, maybe like a day or two after it happened, there was people uproaring behind it. Oh, she didn't try to run him over. She didn't use her vehicle as a weapon. He unalived her. She was just dropping her kid off to school. But reports came out that it was like on 33rd Street. Also, the officer had to get 33 stitches. Which 33 is a satanic number. It was really the highest ranking number. I believe it's the highest ranking number of Freemasons, right? Which you have one by the name of Albert Pike, right, who was a 33rd degree Mason, right? So it's all witchcraft at the end of the day. And it says that in the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter, it tells Esau to stand now with thine enchantments. And this is nothing but an enchantment, man, right? With this ICE. One of the beloved brothers here in the camp, he brought some beautiful information out also concerning ICE, which is, though they're planning. Now I can't remember if the brother told me if it was on the heels of the Minneapolis situation or before, around the same time. But here it is. They plan to deploy more. Let's actually pull that up. The brother. Yeah. So it says, let's just put it up. Trump to deploy agents, not deploy, increase number of agents, right? Let's see. Yep, this is of January 3rd. Trump 2.0. There was, maybe I'm not wording it accurately. Don't want to go to the messages, put brothers' information out there. As a matter of fact, I'll do this. I'm gonna do this.
So yeah.
Yep. So this is the video. Just pulled it
News
up.
coming out right now. Let's dive in. My name is Salam Bati. I'm running for Congress in Virginia. Here's what you need to know. The USA Today reports just this tonight. Immigration enforcement ramp up has only just begun, according to Vice President Vance. So Americans should expect to see even more muscular immigration enforcement in the coming months. This is coming. This is a report coming out after ICE killed an American. So they haven't changed anything. In fact, they are now projected to be going door to door, armed with personal data harvested by private contractors. This is an army that is expanding very quickly. They are already at 22,000 agents. The troubling thing for us Virginians is that the company that's building a 5,000 bed detention center in Texas is actually from Virginia, and it's actually headquartered in the district that I'm running. The Virginia-based.
Right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just close that out, because, like I said, don't want to put that brother's information out there. But there you have it. To deploy 22,000 more. Did he say 22,000? Let's actually look that up, because I forgot the number that fast. Trump to deploy 22 to ramp up. Let's do it like this, because I don't want to lose this video. Trump to ramp up more agents. Okay, so just to Minnesota. All right, according to this article here, this is from BBC, and this was 4 days ago. It says more federal agents to be sent to Minnesota. Trump administration says the Trump administration has said it will send hundreds more federal officers to Minneapolis days after the death of a woman who was shot by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agent in the city. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem told Fox News that hundreds more will be sent to the area in order to allow ICE and Border Patrol individuals that are working in Minneapolis to do so. Right? So, yeah, so things are heating up, man. And once again, I do believe that this is a psyop, but it's all more justification for Esau Edom to put his troops out there, right? Now, I did see, I forget where I saw it, but they likened the ICE to the officers at Gestapo, right? Which were, it's like, I believe it's the German army. It's like not necessarily an army. I believe it was Hitler's personal army that he was sending out there, going, pretty much snatching people up, snatching people. It's the same thing that ICE is doing, man. So it's no different, and they're a terror, man. Like when people see these agents, border patrols, what they call them, there's automatic hatred, there's automatic disdain, and that's what Esau Edom wants. That's what he wants. Increase the hatred, increase the violence, increase the insurrection. Right? Let's get this precept in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Okay? Because this is what Esau Edom wants, but guess what? This is the spirit that Yahweh Shai put on Esau Edom, that prophecy may be fulfilled. Right? And we see it being fulfilled right before our eyes. And this is a beautiful time to be alive. As the Apostle Tahar added on to the 2026 title, as being the year of apostates, sellouts, and agents, and Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is we're in it, man. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14. Excuse me. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh," which that's talking about the thermonuclear destruction, that third woe spoken of in the book of Revelation. All right, this is that sword, and also a sword, that is the ultimate sword with the ICBMs, but there's going to be another sword, as it says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So any killing instrument, namely the gun, namely some type of firearm. All right, and that's going to cause, as the lady mentioned in the video, civil war. All right, and this, hey, we're going to have to be covered by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right, we're going to have to be covered by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're going to have to do the right things. We're going to have to uphold ourselves in righteousness. We're going to have to listen to the Spirit more. We're going to have to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his men. Right, his true men, those that call upon the name and that push these prophecies, that push the MOTB, that push the captivity of these heathen nations, starting with Esau, Edom, in the kingdom of our Lord Yahweh Shai, whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Right, we have to push insurrection, because the scriptures. I won't say we won't push insurrection. Let's correct that. We don't push insurrection, but we teach that insurrection is going to happen according to the scriptures. Okay, we don't. It says that the Apostle Paul made a statement that have I not shunned to declare unto you the whole gospel of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is lamentation, mourning, woe. It's not all peace and prosperity and rest and relaxation. It's a lot that comes with this word, man. Okay, it's not just all the good things, but good things will come. But it says, this is the point. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You know, people are making a stand against this government. All right, whether it's staged, right, or staged or orchestrated, or whether it's actually authentic. This is what Esau Edom wants, right? And there's a recent situation. I forget exactly where it was, where you had a U-Haul that plowed through a bunch of people, and you had you had uproars behind that. People storming the truck, causing all type of havoc, you know, and 9 times out of 10, they're agent provocateurs. They're in that crowd, that was storming that truck. This is what Esau Edom wants. He wants chaos, man. All right, so he could bring the order. Right. So let's get back into this video a little bit, and I'll probably get ready to close it out here. 10:44. They call all like, how about something outside? All right. Back into it.
Nation's history to where the powers that be can roll out more of this big brother, hyper-authoritarian security state. I want to point out a few things to you. Like, for example, here is, and we're seeing this play out, right? Because we're seeing, depending on which side you're on, people are either thinking that Renee Good, the woman who was killed, absolutely deserves, she deserved what she got, that she was a terrorist. That's what they're trying to paint her as, a terrorist, that she was a domestic terrorist and she got what she deserved. Or there's the other side of the coin that people say, no, ICE are acting like the Gestapo and they're going after average Americans in their hunt for
That's the spirit. That's the spirit, because I hadn't watched this entire video, right? I had only watched the first maybe like 30 seconds before I turned the camera on, right? Because the title of it caught my eye alone, and I just hit the button. But that's exactly what the allegations are going around, that they are likened unto Gestapo, right? So these are ICE is nothing but a personal army, a personal militant group of Trump. Okay, let's play a little bit more.
People that are here. And as we know, during the Holocaust, there were many Germans who were killed who were trying to protect Jews, and they were protecting the bad people, and they ended up getting hunted down by the Gestapo. So we're seeing, two sides of this very fierce debate, whether or not this woman, Renee Good, deserved to be shot in the face by ICE. And it's unbelievable right now to see so many Americans, especially the Don't Tread on Me, same crowd who was very worried about the hyper-authoritarian surveillance state that was being marched in under COVID. That same crowd now is cheering this on. And this is how the establishment gets us. They get us by targeting the very thing that we're the most passionate about. So many people during COVID were like, wow, don't tread on me. This is a total violation of our rights. They're rolling out all this surveillance. They want to monitor us. They want to mandate us. They want us to have passports, vaccine passports. They want to inject chips in our arms. They want to do all of these things, and it's all about the surveillance state.
All the things the prophets have been talking about, right? All the things the prophets have been talking about, man. She made a beautiful statement that I want to make a point on. Let's go back a little bit.
Many people during COVID were like, wow, don't tread on me. This is a total violation of our rights. They're rolling out all this surveillance. They want to monitor us. They want to mandate us. They want us to have passports, vaccine passports. They want to inject chips in our arms. They want to do all of these things. And on me, same crowd who was very worried about the hyper-authoritarian surveillance state.
Thinking about that statement, which I'll get back to it as well, is putting chips in our arm. This is what the prophets have been saying, man. Right? And here you have some of these Israelite groups, with IUIC, who the chip, ain't no microchip, right? Ain't no microchip. It's all sin in all its forms. But why would they want to do that? Why would they bring out the information of what these RFID chips do? That they hold a lot of information, right? They hold your personal information, right? Your social security number, your birth certificate, your ID, your money, right? Your direct deposit, right? You're able to, it's able to also track where you are. What else does it also do? It's also able to detect whether there's a disease in your body, and to catch it early, so it can be treated before it gets bad. Right? Like this is the time of Jacob's trouble, and this is a high time of prophecy according to the book of Romans 13 and verse 11. This is high time to wake out of sleep, because if Esau Edom can see it, which she didn't make reference to the scriptures, right? But clearly people see what the hell is going on, man. And this is now you do have the beloved brother here, the beloved brother Isaiah brought a beautiful point forth, maybe like some months ago, but it's very, very much valid. Is as you see things ramping up, there was a Bible sales are going through the roof, right? Because they're seeing these things going on in the earth. They're seeing insurrections. They're seeing earthquakes. They're seeing wars and rumors of wars, right? They're seeing tyranny. They're seeing funds stay the same, and the price of produce and products increase. They're experiencing evil times, and they're going to the scriptures. Okay, so if these individuals in the world can see it, why the hell can't Bishop Nathaniel and IUIC see it? Right, and we know the answer to that, right? We got that Louis Vuitton bag full of hundreds, blue face hundreds. Let's continue.
Was being marched in under COVID. That same crowd now is cheering this on. And this is how the establishment gets us. They get us by targeting the very thing that we're the most passionate about. So many people during COVID were like, wow, don't tread on me. This is a total violation of our rights. They're rolling out all this.
That's what I want to get into. A total violation of the rights, which they're slowly but surely getting rid of this Constitution. Trump said last year, I believe it was amid the government shutdown, where he made mention of the freedom of speech. We're trying to get rid of freedom of speech, and and which they've been doing, right? This is why we on not Instagram, on YouTube, when we put up our lessons and things like that, or when we're speaking online, we have to use code words, right? As you've been hearing me say in this video, the ICE, all right? We can't speak on the JOOs over there in the land of Israel. We can't speak on their prime minister over there, Benjamin Netanyahu, not a JOO, right? We have to see we have to use certain terminologies, man. Why? Because they'll chop your page down. They'll call it hate speech, misinformation, medical misinformation. They'll find some meanwhile, when they label it as these things, we're utilizing their videos and playing their videos. Just giving our 2 cents. So Esau's he's a master devil at work, man. But I think I'll leave it there. I'll leave this video, the link to this video in the description post-production, right? But we're in a time of Jacob's trouble, man. High times is what we're in. Let's actually close out with that precept in the book of Romans, right? Romans 13 and verse 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." Why? Because we see these prophecies coming to pass, as our Lord Yahweh Shai told us in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. And also, I believe in the book of Luke, I want to say Luke, the 21st chapter, where it spoke about, brought forth a parable of certain things happening, coming to pass before the end came. Wars and the rumors of wars, all right? Sedition among men, the foes of your household, being those that are foes being of your own household, okay? When the fig tree draweth forth its leaves, then you know that summer is nigh. All right, 2nd Ezra's 9. So the Lord gave us many of indicators that we're in the last time. It says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. So we have to put on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Every single last one of us, man. Starting with myself. Putting off these evil deeds, man. Putting off these things that make us feel like pieces of shit in the spirit, man. Putting off things that draw us away from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that do not accompany salvation. Right? So yeah, I just wanted to get that, man. Lord willing, this was edifying. And into the next video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory into Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha, HaKodash. Double honor to the elders, apostles, and the bishops at Great Millstone. Peace, love, and safety, and much salutations to the elect and to the elect lady. Shalom.